This is the 2024 Harley Davidson Pan America, and today we're going to give it our first impressions. All right, starting off with the looks. This bike has a very unique look. Kind of took inspiration from the Harleys with the big fairings up here, but then mixed it with a classic adventure style bike. They still have that V engine, but they do measure this in cc's rather than the cubic inches like the rest of the Harleys. This does have handguards and a manually adjustable windscreen. This looks like a very tall bike, which is good for me. I'm 6'4" for reference. I think they did put the extra tall seat on here for me. And the dash is on and it looks pretty good. Maybe a little cluttered, a lot of information here. We'll see during the ride how intuitive it is. The shifting lever and the brake lever look very big and easy to use, which I love. The rider and passenger pegs both have nice big pieces of rubber on them. The mirrors look very nice. They look like they're big enough and they're going to be usable during the ride, which is great to see. Passenger seat, very large. Rider seat, big enough, very nice. A little small rack here on the back. This is a chain drive bike and 1250 cc's. Dual disc brakes up front. Let's see how Harley performs in the adventure category. First time ever riding this. Harley Pan America 1250 Special. Fires right up. Immediately when I sat down, the bike lowered quite a bit. So even though it looked tall, it went down quite a bit. Engine feels really weird so far. Front brake doesn't feel very solid at all. I had to squeeze pretty hard. Pretty smooth on the throttle. Shifting lever and the braking lever seem very light. We're in highway mode. Shifting, very smooth. Seating position, very good. The seat's very comfortable and I'm sitting straight up. Handlebars are in a great location. The windscreen is blocking most of the wind. The power delivery is pretty smooth, even when I was just in sport mode. Highway mode does still have some get up, which is good to see. So the downshift is perfectly smooth, felt great. Yeah, I like these levers. They're not metal. There's something else, and I like them a lot. Maybe they are metal. I don't know. The real question would be, how capable is it on and off road? Unfortunately, this test ride is going to be on road only. Hey, Harley. This thing's got some power. Even in just the highway mode, this thing's got some. I just rode a few Harleys maybe a couple months ago, and I was not really a fan of any of them except for the Road King. But so far, this one is definitely second place. Not taking over first though. The Road King is still on top for now. Man, this just feels super comfortable. I rode the Yamaha Tracer 9 today, and I'd say this might be a little bit more comfortable actually. Keep looking at the speedometer to try to see what gear I'm in, and it doesn't seem very intuitive, but it's very small and right at the bottom, so I see that now.
Not a big fan of the sound of the engine at all. Sounds really weird, kind of like it's struggling. The mirrors, just as I thought in the initial review or initial thoughts, very big and lots of visibility. Love it. Love to see it. Harley does allow self-guided demo rides. So this is an official Harley demo ride at Circuit of the Americas, but it is self-guided. So they just put up some arrows on the route that they want you to take, and they let you go. This blinker seems odd. Seems like it's self-canceling, but it's a very small knob. Yeah, that self-canceled right there. The dash, you guys can probably see it just as well as I can. The gear indicator, like I said, very small, hard to find at first. It is a little bit more cluttered than I would prefer. So, not the best. If you're just buying this bike because you like Harley and you want to take it off-road, I don't know, so far it seems pretty good. Like it's not a sport bike by any means. Let's put it in sport mode actually. It's not a sport bike. It doesn't have that kind of acceleration or that power, but it's got some. Feels better than I was expecting it to. Yeah, it's definitely got some pull on it. I mean, feels like a good bike. Very comfortable is what sticks out to me. The shifting up and down, both very good. The brakes, the front brake is a little squishy. I wish it was a little bit more harsh, but it is what it is. Not terrible. The back brake is good. Shifting is fine. Windscreen is fine. Mirrors are excellent. Overall, this is doing pretty good. See how nimble it is? Yeah, it's the Road King, I believe, was more nimble than this. This feels pretty. You can feel the weight of the bike when you do that. So, even at slower speeds, that's pretty nimble actually at lower speeds. But when you get some speed behind you, it gets a little bit more stiff. The front brake's pretty good actually. I just put a lot of pressure on it, see how it would do, and I was surprised. There's like no chance of stalling this bike. I feel very comfortable coming out of first gear in this. We're in sport mode as well. Oh yeah, it's got some power. Overall, I like this bike a little bit. Feels pretty good. Not much to hate on here. I mean, the grips, there's really not much to not like, is the way I see it. Ride's good. Looks alright, depending on your preference. It's not my favorite looking bike, but it's not ugly.
Alright, we just finished up the test ride of the Pan America, and like I said during the ride, there's not much to not like on this bike. I really don't like the sound, and my left leg did start to get a little hot near the end of the ride. Other than that, seat was good, seating position was good. Dash was a little cluttered, but clear and easy to read once you knew where things were. Handlebars were a great distance and space from the body. Adjustable windshield, this little lever here. Foot pegs were great, shifting was great. The shifting lever and brake lever both great. The clutch and front brake lever both great. The front brake was a little squishy, actually. But overall, I've ridden 5 Harleys now. Street Bob, not a fan. Street Glide, not a fan. Road Glide, not a fan. This would be number 2. and then the Road King would remain on top for Harleys, in my opinion. Would I buy this bike? I don't even know what they sell it for. Let's see, between 20 and 21,000. I would not buy this bike. There's a lot of options for bikes out there, a lot under that as well. Just rode some Kawasaki's. They punch way above their price range. So, especially the Versys 650 and the Versys 1000. Haven't ridden the 1000, but the 650 blew me away, especially for the price it's at. Overall, decent bike. Pretty expensive though. Take it for what it is.
Rapping when they own me to sing on. They all want an album, so I gave them 20 singles.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hit, that's why I